Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm Watching Lost, Season 1, Episode 5.
White Rabbit.
But before we start, I haven't memorized this yet. I'd like to say that if you like the channel and want to help support us, there are a number of ways you can do that. Number one, you can like and subscribe. A thumbs up does the best. It apparently helps the most in the algorithm. Number two, you can tip us over at Venmo or Cashapp at So I'm Watching or $ So I'm Watching, respectively. Respectively. Three,
and respectfully.
You can join our Patreon, which is currently under construction, but if you want early access to select new videos and full access to our entire audio back catalog, you can head on over to Patreon for as little as $1 a month. 4, you can visit our website and get access to our complete back catalog of audio-only episodes. If you want us to cover it, there's a not 0% chance we already did.
We might have already done it.
And 5, you can head on over to Amazon to buy a copy of our book, Fairytale. Woo! Fashion, fantasy, humor, and adventure collide when a group of spoiled royals must find and defeat an ancient evil in this this modern reimagining of classic fairy tale characters and tropes.
Boom!
Now, back to the show. It's a Jack episode. It was fine. It was good while we were watching it. Like the first time I remember being like, ooh. But rewatching it, I'm kind of like, ugh.
Okay. I realized something, which is that this episode aired in 2004. We were deep in the male anti-hero time in television history.
That early? It wasn't more...
Sopranos was still on.
Okay.
It was like about to be Mad Men. It's like about to be Breaking Bad. We were like right in it. And so that to me is kind of the biggest issue with this show and why it goes to such a man pain place so often. Because first of all, we've got Jack's just general hero-y normal man pain, but then it's like compounded by this shit with his dad.
I mean, it's a valid trope. It's a valid perspective, but
it's okay. It's valid. It's overrepresented.
Sure.
And that's not to say it's not well done. I think Matthew Fox brings everything he can to it. I love it, but it's also like
It basically, he was in Australia to get his dad's body.
Well, he was there to look for him first. They didn't know he was dead when he first left.
Sure.
He was trying to find him.
Because he went missing, although we don't know why yet. We know why, but they haven't said. We just know that Jack did something, and his mother was doing a real, Jack's mother by way of Sydney's mom in Scream 3.
I'm sorry. I can't.
I can't? You don't get to say, I can't. Not after what you did.
Everything you touch dies. You're poison. You're just like me. You're just like...
Yeah.
I was waiting for her to start, pawing at the windows. But, so anyways, he was in Australia looking for his dad.
Yeah.
They found out he was dead. He drank himself to death. And Jack's trying to bring him back because the funeral was waiting for him.
Yeah, weird. It's a little weird.
And so obviously the plane crashed. And so that's who this man is that he keeps seeing in and or around the island. It was spooky watching it and effective. And he does go on a quest to find this white rabbit, and
he runs into Locke, who's looking for water, because that's the other plot of the episode is that they have 18 bottles of water left, and that's it. And that was even with it having rained the one time, because Saeed was collecting. But yeah, so that's the other part of it. And so Jack is chasing this mirage of his dad, and Locke is looking for water, which is lucky because Jack goes tumbling off a cliff.
it's it was borderline comical.
It was pretty if it was Wile E. Coyote, I wouldn't have batted an eye.
And so he does end up finding the casket, and it is empty. I feel like this story continues a little bit more, but not much.
A little
bit
Yeah.
more. But in that, he found a source of presumably fresh water.
Yeah.
But more importantly, dozens of creepy dolls.
That comes back too.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just remembered.
That's why when he saw the doll and I was like, oh, that's weird. And I was like, oh, right.
I was like, what the
remember.
crap is with these Victorian dolls?
They're like porcelain dolls. They become a thing later.
Yeah, they're awful.
Yeah.
And so it turns out that, so you're correct, they were out of water. Well, it opens up with this woman, Joanna.
Yeah.
It's a personal problem of mine. I'm fully prepared to take it on myself. I don't understand how people drown.
Oh, well.
Because they even say she got caught in a riptide, but she was a scuba diver.
Yeah.
So how did this woman drown? And furthermore, how did Boone boff this so badly?
He's a lifeguard. That's like your only job is to keep people from drowning. Okay, my issue goes even broader than that. What are you doing swimming for exercise right now?
That far out? Like I would be living in the water in this scenario, but in the like surf.
I also wouldn't. Until I know exactly how far away I am from Australia, I'm not swimming in the ocean. It's not happening.
It's not like they're chained to the...
Not happening.
It's all over the place.
No, I understand, but the most concentrated percentage of
they're in
poisonous
South
things.
Polynesia.
Yeah.
There's a lot there. But she was like way out there.
Well, the riptide took her that far out.
Yeah, but anyone who even knows anything about swimming, you don't fight the riptide. Yeah. And she's like, it's the TV of it all, but she's like thrashing and wailing about for minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's the TV of it all, but I was like, this is really stupid. And it just even, as someone who's a Shannon and Boone apologist, I'm having a hard time.
No, it's true. Because also then Boone gets all in Jack's face about why he didn't save Joanna instead of Boone.
Look, if you have the option to save Joanna...
Faceless Joanna.
Or Ian Somerhalder. You save Ian Somerhalder twice.
All things are not equal.
And so Sawyer has sort of like set up a commissary.
So he is already a warlord, like I said in the last episode. I forgot how fast so much of this happens because I thought that the Jack's dad stuff happened later. Like so much is happening so much sooner than I remember.
Well, and his plan is to rake up a bunch of IOUs.
I mean, we don't know it yet, but he's a con man.
Sure, but I don't. It feels like that there would be something more. I don't know.
Well, he traded the last of his water for a fish. So he is like, I think he was just giving Shannon a hard time. Yeah,
that's sort of what I was saying when I was like, I feel like Sawyer and Shannon.
Yeah.
She's wearing this unhinged get up. I remember it because it was what she was wearing on like the promo for like the stuff, but like in the earrings, it's very funny.
It's an extremely 2004 outfit for sure.
It's one like gauzy,
but it's like also it's one of those straight skirts
pleated
that
skirts.
Then goes into, but they're all straight for the first like 5 or 6 inches, and then it goes into pleats. It's it was like the fact that we thought we looked good.
I'm surprised there wasn't more layering happening.
Yeah. Like, why is she not wearing 4 tank tops of differing complementary colors?
And lengths. So they are losing the water. It turns out that Boone noticed, because he's trying so hard to be helpful.
He's doing it all wrong.
But he noticed they were running low, and he said that Jack was gone.
Yeah.
So his idea was that obviously Jack would take care of it. But until Jack got back, he hid it.
Because it was just sitting there in the tent, and people were.
Someone might take it.
Yeah.
Indeed, someone might.
In fact, someone did. And but the big problem comes when Claire passes out and she needs water, and she can't get the water because they don't know where the water is. So.
Well,
And then Boone is in secret in the dark of night trying to like sneak her water.
We have it's not their first meet. Well, because I remembered that they gave Claire and Boone a little, like, I know it was Claire and Charlie.
Yeah.
But I remember that she had stuff with Boone as well. And there's stuff in there. But we have it's not the meet cute of Claire and Charlie, but it's sort of,
He's like taking care of her.
What sort of cements their spark.
Yeah.
Because she's like, you're the only one that looks me in the eyes. Because she's like, everyone else treats me like a ticking time bomb.
You don't scare me.
I mean, it's also like, I get that because it's like, yes, in, 3 weeks there will be a baby. But also, I mean, I don't think, it's just, you don't imagine that she's going to have the baby and immediately be like, this is everyone's responsibility.
Well, and I think like some of them aren't convinced she's not going to explode. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like actually, like an actual time bomb.
But so they have their nice moment. Sun and Jin had... he was providing for her because she needed water. That's when we had that conversation. It comes up quasi frequently, but I was like, it is wild to me how fragile we are as humans.
Oh yeah,
like everything is trying to kill us. Like we can't even we can't go outside because the sun will kill us.
Well, that's the thing too, because especially at first you think he's going to be a dick again because he's like, oh, look at your lips. And you think he's going to be like, take better care of yourself. But instead he's like, you need water. Like, obviously, yes.
고마워요. 아까 물 갖다 줘서.
남편이니까 그렇게 해야지.
But I appreciated that it wasn't just like, put something on your lips.
Yeah. I feel like there was more. Is there more? Or is that mostly it?
That is mostly.
We spend a lot of time on Jack's man pain, but...
and he gets the really good live together, die alone speech at the end of this episode, which is like a whole thing.
And we get the first usage of the life and death music.
But if we can't live together, we're gonna die alone.
That you almost started weeping.
I really did. Okay, because it's like part of all of. It's okay. It's perfect because it's like most themes like that. The other one I'm going to mention is the Buffy and Angel theme from Buffy. It's just like, it's so effective because it's so simple. It's just a 6-note piano riff, but it's Michael Giacchino and it's fucking so heartstrings.
Well, you can like pump it up. They do at times.
They do with but the base of it is just that piano riff, and so it's just so good. And it also I'm remembering that it plays into all of the like most emotional episodes of this show. And
life and death.
Exactly, and so it's just like it's really quite satisfying. I had forgotten that that this is where it started.
I was a little surprised it was 5 episodes in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was mostly it. We're in it now.
Oh, Ariana, we're really in it now.
Like we're in the show.
Yeah.
So things are sort of like happening and also not happening.
Yeah. I was trying to remember. I don't think really anything else. I mean, the young Jack thing at the beginning, and he really stood no chance at all with those people as parents because he gets beat up as a kid trying to defend another kid because these brothers were beating that kid up. And his dad goes on this psychotic rant about how he was doing surgery because he is also a surgeon. That's why Jack's a surgeon. It's a whole horrible cycle. And so he goes on this absolutely unhinged rant about how the boy that he was performing surgery on had a bad heart. And the reason that he's able to do what he does is because he can wash his hands after the boy is dead on the slab. And he's just whatever. And he's not trying to be a hero. And he's like, because if you try to be a hero and you don't do it, then you're a failure. And it's just like, Jesus Christ. And so Jack comes to terms with that, where he's like, because when he and Locke are talking, he basically is like...
It's called locking.
Locking, sure. Jesus. He basically is like, I can't be the leader. Like, I can't be the one that does this because I'll fail.
So I actually want to point out, because I can't remember if the show ever really touches on it, but he is the de facto leader.
Yes.
Like, self-appointed, group appointed, all around. Everyone has decided. But he's hardly alone.
Yeah.
He has, like, a, group of, generals. Like, he between Saeed and Kate and Locke.
I was going to say, there's a solid 4 of them. Those 4, Jack, Kate, Saeed, and Locke, are, like... They are the ones who are in charge. Mm-hmm. It's the 4 of them. And then it's like Hurley and Charlie are kind of like the jesters.
And we get to a place where like Claire and Son start doing like the womanly duties and like not in a sexist way, but someone needs
Son plants a garden at one point.
These are spoilers. It's actually so amazing because it's a secret.
Yeah.
But she's not hoarding it. She's just trying to actually get it started before she involves people.
Yeah.
I think it's really great. It's great. But that's just sort of, there's a natural hierarchy, and it's not as simple as some dude deciding he's in charge. Like, he's not alone in this, and he acts like he is.
He acts like it's his burden alone. He also, like, every single doctor has a god complex. That's like a known fact. And on top of that,
it is known.
He's a surgeon. That's even worse. Just the most god complex. And also, it's hilarious in that sense because you mentioned man of science, man of faith. He's the man of science, and he's got this god complex. It's insane. So, what? But yeah, so all of that is basically to say that, like, he didn't stand a chance, and he, like, is a very reluctant leader.
Also, we've already lost Locke. He's gone full.
Oh my God.
I have stared into the eyes of this island, and it is beautiful.
It's very Heart of Darkness.
It's like...
But I've looked into the eye of this island, and what I saw was beautiful.
Well, while you were doing that, I taped all the nostalgic songs from high school to get us in the mood.
Yeah, so it is very that.
So, okay, well, we're going to watch episode 6.
Yep.
And we'll be back.
Bye.